Welcome back to second lecture on unit number 2, fluid statics. This lecture we are going to discuss the numerical part on Pascal's law. Pascal's law states that pressure or intensity of pressure at any point in a fluid which is at rest is same in magnitude in all directions. That means if the certain pressure is applied at any point in a fluid, that pressure is equally transmitted in all direction and to every other fluid in that particular mass. So that is a Pascal's law, and uh, based on the Pascal's law, various devices, especially constructed, and which make use of by the application of smaller force, larger force can be generated. So that we can discuss here how a smaller force can generate a large force through the numerical. So first numerical for a hydraulic jack as shown in figure. So find the load lifted by the large piston uh, when the force of 400 Newton is applied on the smaller piston. Assume the specific weight of the liquid. Obviously, it is 9810 is water. So this is a small piston, and if 400 Newton force is applied to the small piston, and this piston is at slightly at higher level. So the pressure at this particular point is this is because of the height difference. So this level, the pressure acting here and the pressure acting here. So the pressure acting here is 400 Newton on this small area. That pressure is equally transmitted in all direction, but the pressure acting here is slightly the gravitational force is also acting here. So it lifts that weight. We have to calculate what is the weight that is a load lifted by the large piston. So its diameter is given 100 mm. The diameter of small piston is also given. So here, according to the Pascal's law, pressure is equally transmitted in all directions. That means the pressure acting on small piston. So the relation is the pressure act is force per unit area. F is the force acting on smaller piston, and A is the area of the small piston. So this is the equation we're supposed to use based on the Pascal's law, that pressure is equal in all sides. So smaller side or pressure applied on smaller side and pressure applied on larger piston as well. So the pressure applied on small piston, that is force upon area. So the small letters are used for small piston, large letters are used for the large piston. So F upon A, that is pressure force acting here, and that pressure is equally transmitted in all direction. That is F upon A, capital F upon A, that is the pressure acting at this particular point. In this particular case, the extra pressure is exerted by small piston due to the liquid column. So this liquid column is put some extra pressure here. So this applied pressure, and the pressure due to this liquid column. So the total pressure, if you see the same level, because at this particular situation, this equation is applicable only when if both pistons or both piston cylinder assembly are at the same level, but they are not at the same level. The larger piston is 300 mm below the smaller piston. So the pressure applied here, that is the applied pressure plus the pressure due to the weight of the liquid column. So here the equation is F upon A plus weight of the liquid column is gamma H. So rho g H, that is according to hydrostatic law. Hydrostatic law we are going to discuss in the next lecture. So F upon A plus gamma H, that is the pressure exerted by this liquid column. And now this pressure is equally transmitted in this particular side, and that pressure is F upon A. So pressure acting here is equal to the pressure, applied pressure plus pressure due to weight of the liquid column. So here the small f is given, that is 400 Newton. Area is given, we can calculate because 300 mm is the diameter. Large force we have to calculate, and capital A is 100 mm. So by putting the values, we get the values, that is 446 Newton. So you can see with the smaller only application of 400 Newton, almost 10 times the force is generated. So this is the beauty of Pascal's law. So this is the fundamental equation associated with Pascal's law, which is applied for smaller piston and larger piston. So you have to memorize only this expression whenever you come across the Pascal's law. Means the essential component for Pascal's law. There are two cylinder, one small cylinder, one large cylinder. So obviously there are two force quantities, force acting on small cylinder, force acting on large cylinder, and corresponding areas. So in this particular case, we have to, this particular equation is only applicable if both pistons are at the same level. In this case, this piston is slightly at lower level. So some weight of the liquid column is also added here. So that is pressure, or pressure due to weight of the liquid column. So this is pressure, force upon area. So only the pressure, not force, is in same only pressure is in same direction. This comes around 4446 Newton. Another problem, we will see that car having 980 kg is to be lifted up by a hydraulic press. Again, whenever you come across Pascal's law problem, essentially there are two piston cylinder assembly. Diameter of the this thing is given. Diameter of large piston is 80 centimeter. So this diameter is 80 centimeter, whereas for small piston it is 20 centimeter. And the diameter of plunger inside is, so this plunger is, there is slight clearance there between the cylinder, small cylinder and plunger. So that clearance is 0.1 centimeter. So 19.9 centimeter, that is the diameter of the plunger. So this is, we can call it as plunger. So generally this is the terminology. For large cylinder, it is called as piston, and for small cylinder, it is called as a plunger. It's same as a plunger. Now, in this case, the diameter of the plunger and the length of the plunger remains same. So they are identical. So it's a square type plunger. Initially, both plungers are at the same level. And find the force required at smaller plunger. If that force we have to calculate, because in this case, capital F is given. And this is part one. And if this force is now increased by 10%, determine the speed so the speed of this plunger that we have to determine in meter per minute. Take viscosity as 8.1 Newton second per meter square. These are the given quantities. If we convert, the car weight is nothing but its force. So larger piston, larger force, that is 980 into 9.81. 980 is a mass kind of quantity is given. So converted into weight. So in our convention, we call it as a F. It is 9613.8 Newton. Diameter is given, that is 80 centimeter. Small diameter is also given, 20 centimeter. Diameter of plunger is given. Dynamic viscosity is given. Now, according to Pascal's law, the pressure is equally transmitted in all directions. Now, in this case, both are at the same level. So F by A, small f by A, that is equal to capital F by A. Obviously, the pressure acting here is small f by A, and the pressure acting here is a capital F by A. So in this case, the area of the piston is considered because the piston applies the pressure. If there is no clearance given, then we can assume that diameter of the small cylinder. But in this case, the plunger diameter is given. So we consider a plunger diameter. So only unknown in this equation is F, small f. So we can calculate that force required at the smaller plunger. So in order to lift almost 9,613 Newton weight of the car, only 500, just close to 600 Newton is required. So almost again, the weight requires, so force required is very less. So again, that depends on this diameter ratio. Larger the diameter ratio, lower the force is required. Now this is part one because we have to calculate the force required at smaller plunger. Then if this force is now increased by 10%, now we have to calculate speed. And in order to calculate the speed, there is some lubrication is used to avoid the friction. And in between the smetting surface or space, this lubricant is used. So the thin film between plunger and small piston can be calculated, that is Y. Now the speed is calculated according to the Newton's law of viscosity. So according to the, now first of all, if the speed is increased by 10%, so 10% more force is applied. So what should be the speed, it is asked. And now if the force is increased by 10%, then the increased force is multiplied by 1.1, that comes around 654.35 Newton. Then according to Newton's law of viscosity, we have small f, that is equal to mu uy by a. So mu uy by is this shear stress multiplied by shear area. So in this case, dynamic viscosity is given, that is 8.1. Why we have calculated, that is the space between large cylinder or moving sub plunger and the cylinder. So that is Y is given. Speed that we have to determine, and area, that is actually the area which is in contact with the fluid. So this particular area we have to consider. So that is pi dpl, moving surface into L, that is 0.1244. So only unknown in this equation is capital U, that is speed that we require. So this particular formula gives speed in meter per second, multiply by 60. It comes around 0.3246 meter per minute. So that is the speed of the plunger. So in order to calculate speed, we require Newton's law of viscosity. Now why viscosity? Because viscosity is given. So that's why we can recognize. And from the situation, we can recognize. So because the space is also given. So there is some resistance offered with the pressure. So this is actually a force applied, but that force we can consider as a shear force as well. So this is the way we can calculate the speed of the plunger. So this is the additional second part where we require knowledge of viscosity as well. So in actual practice, this kind of on the excavators or hydraulic press are used, or mainly in service centers, you can find such kind of press where with the help of hydraulic machines, the car can be lifted and whatever the maintenance work can be carried out. So this is a device that we already seen many application in the previous lecture. Now you will realize that from this particular expression how this magic happen with the application of smaller force, the large force can be generated. And this particular case that we can validate, or we can verify, or we can justify with the help of this particular expression. So this is the only expression which is associated with the Pascal's law, that pressure is equally transmitted in all direction, or the pressure is in same magnitude. Pressure is having the same magnitude in all directions. So this pressure acting on small piston, that is equal to pressure acting on large piston, or we can say the pressure applied, that is equal to pressure generated. So this formula you have to use. So two pressure quantities required and two areas are required. And based on that, some supplementary part also can be asked. So these are some difficult level problem we have carried out, but no much varieties are there in Pascal's law. Only you have to stick with this Pascal's law for solving the problem. And how to apply that? So recognizing the parameters, various parameters. Now in this case, there is little bit tricky to recognize which diameter to be taken. That is cylinder diameter, plunger diameter. In most of the problems, the cylinder, there is not much the plunger diameter is not given, but in actual practice, the pressure is applied on the plunger. That's why the plunger diameter is to be considered. And here diameter length is given already, that length is equal to dp. So this is the final answer. So that's it. At the end of this particular lecture, you should be able to apply this Pascal's law to solve various problems, especially for designing and the construction of machines like hydraulic jack, hydraulic excavators, hydraulic press, hydraulic cranes, hydraulic riveters. These are the systems or machines where with the application of smaller force, large force can be generated. So designing part of these machines is nothing but the decision or the design or sizing of the cylinders. Sizing of the small piston, that is called as actuator, and sizing of the large piston, that is generally would generate the force. That's it. Thank you very much for this particular.